Thank you for joining me today. For those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are subscribers or returning people, thanks for coming back. I am back for week 3 of Vlogmas. Yes, I am doing weeks. I'm not doing days because that would be impossible for me. I don't even know what it is that I would find to talk about for however many days straight we'd be doing this. Anyway, I wasn't going to come on today. I am under the weather in terms of just being tired. And I know I look like I'm really tired. But I was watching a friend of mine, a fellow YouTuber, someone that I know, that I've been following for a long time. She did a weigh-in video today. And what I want to talk about, and I'm going to try to be as brief as possible, which is not always easy for me, as you know, is the topic of discussion that we had on Sunday. I did do a Zoom meeting with Weight Watchers on Sunday with my group. Was, again, finishing the year strong is the overall theme of the month. And then this week we talked about being supported by the people around us, how to seek out support, or how we seek out support, and who do we seek it from. And I pretty much talk about this on a regular basis, about the things that I do when I'm not feeling motivated or when I need some support, of which is a list of things. I watch YouTube people, especially the ones that I promote in our group. And I also go to my meetings and I do Zoom meetings, and sometimes I'll listen to podcasts. And most importantly, above all else, I talk with Terry. Terry and I have been dieting partners for over 30 years, and we are determined to try and be as healthy as we can be, especially at this point in our lives. So for us, the conversation just flows. We talk sometimes multiple times a day. It's not always about getting healthy, but at least one time in our conversation in a day, we touch base on that, whatever's on our mind, whatever we feel like talking about. So my suggestion to you is that if you're having extreme difficulty, as I know my friend who I just watched seems to be having, in terms of what to do next, where to turn, she's kind of decided where she wants to go next, but she's not feeling secure about it. And she doesn't feel she might get the support that she needs from the current place that she's going to for her meetings, because kind of what she wants to do is against that. By now, you've heard me say more than once or several times, I don't believe in shaming anyone for anything in terms of their lives and how they choose to live them, and especially not in their journey of trying to get healthy. I feel at different times, different things work for us, and then at different times, things don't work for us, and we need to find something else. Our bodies do not fit the plan. The plan has to fit our body. As we begin our journey, a plan may work great, and as we go along in our journey, we may find that we need to make some changes. Maybe we get bored with that plan. Maybe that plan, it happened to me. I was doing calorie counting and I stalled. And then I decided, well, I'll do Nutrisystem, which is also calorie counting, by the way. For those that may not be familiar, you definitely count calories in Nutrisystem. You just do things a little bit differently than just straight counting calories. And that's what I needed to reboot and continue losing until I lost it. So for someone to be struggling and feeling guilty about either the food they've chosen to eat, the plan they've chosen, or whether or not the people that are supporting them who represent that plan will continue to support them, that's just, to me, a sad state of affairs. No one should have to be worried about that. People should do what they feel they need to do for themselves in their own bodies. We do not, just the way pounds don't fit everyone the same. My weight is within my range, but yet somebody else could wear my pounds totally differently, and maybe they need to lose a little bit more in order to feel comfortable in their body. And the same thing goes for me. What somebody else may be able to weigh we may be the same height, we may be even the same structure. We just don't wear those pounds the same. So should we all be the same weight? No, of course not. Should we be shamed for whatever weight we choose to be our healthy weight zone? No, the only people that should be deciding that are the person and their physician. Nobody else should be deciding that. That's up to you, an individual person and their doctor, to decide what is a healthy weight zone for you to be in order for you to achieve wellness. Makes sense to me. Same thing with food. You know, food shaming is a terrible thing. I don't think anybody should do that. I think that's terrible. I can't say that enough, can I? I've said it over and over and over. I know. But I feel so strongly about that. And the same thing with plans. So why can you not count calories when you're doing Weight Watchers? Why not? Why can you not count calories when you're doing Slimming World or keto or vegan? You know, if you're going to do Mary's Mini, which is what you do when you want to lose weight and you want to do it quickly when you're doing a vegan plan. Why not? That's up to the person. It's no one's business. No one should feel bad about that. I will say it, and I will continue to say it, and say it and say it and say it. I will always count calories, because I know if I don't do that, I am not going to be at my healthy weight. I know that. I don't just count calories, but if everything else fails, I will do that. And I still look at my calories and watch them if I'm doing Weight Watchers or if I'm doing Slimming World. Whatever plan I might be on, I'm always going to be counting my calories as secondary. I will follow the meal plan, but I see absolutely anybody that wants to tell me otherwise, well, you know what? More power to you. God bless you. I take it in stride and I keep on going. I do what I need to do. I don't worry about what other people think of what I do, if you haven't noticed that by now. I think that a lot of people do that and it's to their detriment. And I feel very badly. I feel badly that someone should feel badly about doing what they feel is best in the moment or in a period of time for their ability, for them to become healthy. So, tying that back into this week's meeting, I am looking at my notes because if I don't do that, I'll forget half of what I wanted to say. So bear with me if you don't mind. Doing things, we're busy at this time of year. It was discussed that maybe a good suggestion would be to partner up with someone in your family or a friend and do your tasks together. If you have to go Christmas shopping, make it more enjoyable to take some stress off. Because when we're rushing around in our own minds, sometimes it is nice. I mean, Terry and I have taken a couple trips recently. She had to do some things in Manhattan and we went together and it was very nice. We don't do enough of that. Her and I. Also, moving together. Have a friend come with you on a walk or a loved one. Move around. That may make it easier for you to get through the holiday season. Partnering up, because if you know that you need to meet someone, it tends to be a much stronger commitment than if we just have to do it for ourselves. And I know for me, I have not been doing my movement the way I was. Hi, Leela. Everybody knows Leela by now. When I'm sitting in this seat, Leela is beside me. Right, baby girl? So that was another technique to get you through the holiday season. This is one that Jim and I do. Jim loves his snacks. And I love my snacks too. But we have different stashes of snacks. My snacks are in a part of the house where I have to really be conscious of getting up off that couch and walking a good distance, which gives me a lot of time to think about what I'm going to do next. Be it that I'm having an extra snack or that I'm having a snack at all. And it requires effort on my part in order for me to get to my snacks, which is fine. That works for me. Jim has a stash. And this is interesting. It was mentioned as part of the technique to have your partner or family member to have a stash. He has a stash. It's a big, giant container. And in there, It's in the closet. He has all of his stuff. And I don't tend to go near that. It's a rare occasion I even think about it. So that works for us. And I thought it was a great suggestion. And maybe, storing desserts out of sight. What I do is when I make the desserts, or I don't call them desserts, my cookie trays, I get them out of the house. And I wrap them very nicely and they're gone. And I do have some probably while I'm making them, sampling here and there, mostly because I don't eat when I bake and I get hungry. I don't overindulge that way. But again, they're in a part of the house where I put them that I really have to think before I go and get into them. And usually out of sight, out of mind kind of thing works very well for me. So that was another suggestion, storing things out of sight so they're not in your face. And also, talking about research says that the more support we have from the people around us when we're trying to get well, get healthy, the more likely it is that we will actually succeed at that. I think to a point that's true. It depends on the individual in my mind. I personally am not going to get healthy if I haven't chosen to do that. It won't matter what anybody tells me. Also, by the same token, once I've made that decision, nothing is going to sabotage me. If I say I'm not going to have this cookie, I'm not having that cookie. Other people, different, and I could see where people may need support, especially if eating is in a relationship a large part of how you entertain yourself. Some people go out to dinner a lot. Jim and I really don't do a lot of that. Not by choice, we just don't. So for someone who is, let's say, going out to dinner with their spouse or their significant other a few times a week, and now suddenly that changes, that could be an issue that needs to be negotiated and worked out in order to gain support from that person when you're trying to do what you need to do. I know that a friend of mine, she and her husband have similar foods at dinner. He has his, let's say, pizza, and she'll have her Nutrisystem pizza, and that works for them. Or she'll make something as a flex meal, as it's called, or just a whole food meal, let's say, when you're not eating Nutrisystem food, which is usually 2 days a week. And it will be something that is enjoyable to both of them, but on plan, so to speak, in compliance of the plan. And that works out well for people. But again, in the case of where you are cooking for a family, it may not be that easy to bring them on board. Let's say you want to become a vegan, and now you have a family that are carnivores. They eat meat, and you're not going to eat meat anymore. You have to find ways to make that workable for you. And part of that support that you would receive, not necessarily in terms of everybody's going to be a vegan in your household, but if you're eating differently, on some level, they probably should be supporting that and not sabotaging you in the respect of why you're doing that. That's ridiculous type of thing. Again, everybody's an individual, and every individual has their own set of circumstances in their lives. And what works for me may not work for somebody else. But that doesn't mean we can't support each other, which brings me to the next thing in regarding of supporting each other. People that do YouTube channels, we're here. Some of us are here for different reasons. I know why I'm here. I wanted to document my journey. I also did not find, when I was doing Nutrisystem, other than when Kim, who got me back started on that plan, Kim was doing it, and then Kim, obviously everybody knows, for many reasons, wasn't able to do Nutrisystem anymore and went off of it. But there was nobody else out there but Kim and myself at that point. And I felt like, gee, maybe there are some people out there that would benefit from watching my journey who want to do Nutrisystem, or who just want to get healthier. So that is why I came as far as I have gone today with my videos. Now I'm on to other things. I'm still doing Nutrisystem, still following the formula. I still have the food in my house. I'm not doing everyday videos anymore. I don't think I need to do that in order to get the message across about getting healthy. If people have questions and they want to ask me, we do have our Facebook group, which I hope that you will join. It is a general weight loss group at this point. It is not a specific plan oriented. Yes, we talk about Nutrisystem, we talk about Slimming World, we talk about Weight Watchers. I am a lifetime member now, and so if you see me talking about Weight Watchers, well, you know, I am talking about the meetings because I have returned to the meetings, and I'm very happy about that because it is a source of support for me. I have a sense of community in those meetings. I don't have to be religiously doing Weight Watchers to benefit from them because they help me. So again, you pull from where you have to pull to get what you need. And I don't think anybody should be shamed for that. I think if someone's calorie counting, that they can pull from a Slimming World meeting, whatever it is they need from that meeting, without having to be necessarily following that plan to a T. Same thing with Weight Watchers. You know, I can track, I can be within my points. I know how to do all that. But more importantly, I need the source of support. I enjoy listening to other people's stories. I learn a lot from them, and it makes me appreciate, in some sense, in some circumstances, I should say, how far I've come listening to other people's stories. And it's miraculous to me that I got this far. By no means was it easy, and I'm not complaining. I think that this 30 pounds and over this last year and some months has been such a learning experience for me about myself. And I would not have had that opportunity had I not lost the weight the way I did, very, very slowly. It would just been another yo-yoing around thing, which I would have learned nothing from and probably not been able to keep the weight off, which now I'm playing with. I am in that mode now. I am not in weight loss mode. I probably will be again after the holidays for a bit if I feel that I want to do that. If not, I will stay where I'm at. I'm well within my goal. And what I'm doing now is practicing staying there, which is very interesting, by the way. So, let me see. I totally lost my place. Okay, some things that I do that help me, of course, in the holidays. Again, Jim and I do not have a lot of functions to go to. So I'm basically dealing with some cookie baking and 2 big meals, which I can tell you, the meals that we make on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are extremely heavy duty and take 2 weeks to get off of me in terms of the inflammation that it will cause and the clogging of my system that it will create. And that's just a fact. Am I worried about it? No. It will come off the way it always does. And that is a process that I'm going to have to go through. You know, that's what I have to pay for enjoying those meals. And I've made that decision. I'm an adult. I'm making the decision. I'm not going to cry in my socks about it. I'm just going to go through it and I'm going to enjoy it. And I think that people who beat themselves up after they enjoy the holidays really shouldn't do that to themselves. I think that's sad that you beat yourself up. I understand why that happens, and I'm not poo-pooing it in any way. But at the same time, if you're making a decision that you want to enjoy your holiday, then make your decision and do enjoy your holiday. I think for me, it keeps me from overeating and overeating and overeating, because if I'm trying to be good, let's say, I hate that, but let's say it that way for right now. I'm trying to be good, and what am I doing? Instead of being good, I'm eating it anyway. Okay? And then the next day I'm feeling guilty, and then I'm stressing out about it. And what happens when I feel guilty and I stress? I eat it again. That's what I do. So rather than do all of that to myself, I'm just going to do my best to maintain this loss. We're talking about 20 some odd days at this point. And I'm just going to go through it, put it behind me, and January is a new year, and I'll worry about it then. And does that mean that I'm going to be eating 3,000 calories a day from here to then? Of course not. No. I'm having my regular days. If I have an extra cookie here and there, so be it. But For the most part, those 2 meals that I'll be having are going to do me in. And, you know, okay, we've done this before. We'll fix it. No biggie. Nothing for me to be overly upset about. So, talking about what I do, some of my tricks. When I make a meal, for instance, last night I came home and I was really hungry. And so I made some chicken sausage and I had some mushrooms that I had sauteed with that. And I added in some Alpine lace cheese over a big salad. So the cheese was going to be my favorite thing to have. Now, if I eat the cheese first, by the time I finish the meal, because then after the cheese, I'll eat the sausage, then I'll eat the mushrooms, then I'll eat the salad. Chances are I'll get tired of the salad because I'll be full. And what will happen is I will still be looking for more cheese because I didn't really eat a whole lot of cheese. If you can follow this line of thinking, I know it sounds crazy, but these are the things that I do. So instead, what I did is I ate most of the salad and the sausage and the mushrooms, and then I ate the cheese along with the rest. And by the end, I was full and I was satisfied because it gave me a different feeling. It gave me a feeling of I had had enough cheese. So call me crazy, but that works for me. Maybe you might want to give something like that a try for yourself. It might work for you too. I did it accidentally. This was nothing, you know, it's not rocket science. It's nothing I read in a book. It's not about research. It's just about what Ro did, and it happens to work for me. So I just thought I would share that with you before I close out the video. Anyway, I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that you can feel supported by me in watching this video, because we're at a time of year where things get very sticky and chaotic in terms of trying to, especially if you're on a plan and you're midway through your plan. I think more than if you're just beginning a plan. You know, that honeymoon phase can give you a lot of strength in the beginning of a new plan. You're excited, you're looking forward to it, and you stick to it. You know, if you're at the end of your weight loss and you've lost a lot of pounds and now you got like maybe 10 to 20 pounds to go, not a really good time of the year for us, I don't think. I think it's more of a stressful time. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. And this, by the way, has just been my take on the Weight Watchers meeting that I attended. It is not anyone else's. I don't work for Weight Watchers. It's just my opinion and what I took away from the meeting. Everybody is different in what they take away from a meeting, I think. So I'm just sharing what I took away from this meeting this week. So on that note, if you need me, you know where to find me. Reach out to me at any time. My email is in the description box along with the social media links. And if you need some support, come to our Facebook group. There are so many other Facebook groups out there that offer support, and YouTubers who, many of which do a whole lot more than I do. Seek them out. Watch the videos. Participate in the Zooms. If you go to Dish with Dee, she is doing Glam Squad, which is exercising 5 days a week, free. She does Zoom, all free, multiple times a week. She comes on at night through YouTube live. We all chat with her in the chat box, all free. She does rambling. She's doing vlogmas every day. The woman does a tremendous amount of work to help the community of people who are trying very hard to get healthy. Kim, fabulous. Roy, Recipes with Roy. You need recipes, go to Roy. If you don't know how to make something, or you want something and you want it to be lightened up, give that message to Roy. He'll work on it, and I bet you he'll come back with a great, delicious, lightened up version of what you're looking for. And then my friend over in Wales, which is Jo of Joe's Slimming World Journey. She makes some delicious food, and yes, she is in Wales and on Slimming World, but that doesn't mean we can't make her recipes and follow along with her in her journey, because each person shares different things about their journey, and maybe some person has a part of their journey that you connect with, and maybe another person gives you another part of their journey that you connect with. You don't know if you don't watch, and you'd be surprised at the things that you can pick up in watching somebody's YouTube channel who has nothing to do with your plan. Anyway, So it's been 25 minutes now. It's time for Ro to say goodbye and tell you that I'm going to look very forward to seeing you in the next video. And happy Vlogmas week 3. I'm saying goodbye now. Please take good care of yourself and be well. See you again.